After the coup in Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina had to leave both her position and the country. She is currently in India seeking political asylum from several countries. This is not the first time such a turmoil has occurred in Sheikh Hasina's life. In 1975, Sheikh Hasina's father, Mujibur Rahman, her mother and 3 brothers were brutally murdered in a similar rebellion. On August 15, 1975, when this incident occurred, Sheikh Hasina was in Brussels with her husband Wazid and younger sister Rehana Sheikh. That day, early in the morning, the phone rang at the Bangladesh embassy in Brussels. On the other side was Humayun Rashid Chaudhry, the Bangladesh ambassador in Germany. He informed that the situation in Bangladesh had deteriorated, the army had rebelled and Sheikh Mujibur had been killed. When Sheikh Hasina received the news of her parents' and brothers' deaths, it was as if a calamity had struck her. She decided to stay in Brussels for a few days, but Ambassador Sanaul Haq told her to leave immediately. With Humayun Rashid Chaudhry's help, Sheikh Hasina somehow reached Germany. Senior journalist Rehan Fazal writes in an article on BBC Hindi that in Germany, the Bangladesh ambassador Humayun Rashid Chaudhry met with India's ambassador Y.K. Puri and asked if India could grant political asylum to Sheikh Hasina and her family. Puri said, "You talk to New Delhi and get back to him." The next day, Puri returned with a response stating that the process for political asylum in India was very long. He suggested that Chaudhry should speak directly to Prime Minister Indira Gandhi and her advisors. Chaudhry thought it inappropriate to call Indira Gandhi directly, but when he saw no other option, he reluctantly called Indira Gandhi's office. Indira Gandhi received the call. Chaudhry explained the situation and Gandhi immediately agreed to grant political asylum to Sheikh Hasina and her family. On August 19, Indian Ambassador Y.K. Puri again met with Bangladesh Ambassador Humayun Rashid Chaudhry and said they had received instructions from New Delhi to immediately arrange for Sheikh Hasina and her family to be brought to Delhi. On August 24, 1975, Sheikh Hasina and her family arrived in Delhi on an Air India flight and were taken directly to a safe house by the Indian intelligence agency RAW. A few days later, she was allocated a permanent flat near Pandara Park close to India Gate. Sheikh Hasina was strictly instructed not to leave her flat or meet anyone. 2 sharp officers were also appointed for her security. After living in exile in India for about 6 years, Sheikh Hasina returned to Bangladesh in 1986 and eventually became the Prime Minister leading her father's party. Her life and politics gradually returned to normal, but in 2009, turmoil struck again. Just a few days after becoming Prime Minister, Bangladesh's paramilitary force rebelled, causing widespread violence across the country. Many top army officers were killed. Avinash Paliwal, in his book India's Nearest, A New History, writes that during that time, Pranab Mukherjee was the finance minister in the UPA government. One night, he received a call from Sheikh Hasina. Her voice was choked and she said she was in trouble and needed help. Pranab Mukherjee immediately understood that something terrible was happening. Sheikh Hasina knew Mukherjee from her exile days in India. Sheikh Hasina used to adorably call Pranab Mukherjee Kaka Babu. Pranab Mukherjee mentions his closeness with Sheikh Hasina in his autobiography The Coalition Years, writing that he was so close to her that he assured Bangladesh's General Moin U. Ahmed that Sheikh Hasina would not be removed from her position. Pranab Mukherjee immediately informed the Prime Minister of India about Sheikh Hasina's call and a high-level meeting was convened. The Indian government decided that under no circumstances would any harm come to Sheikh Hasina and a plan was prepared to rescue her safely. India also made preparations to send its army to Bangladesh from 3 sites. About 1,000 paratroopers were hastily sent to the Kalaikundu airport base in West Bengal and similar preparations were made in Jorhat and Agartala, which were close to the Bangladesh border. Avinash Paliwal writes in his book that the Indian Army's plan was to first secure Dhaka, Zia and Tejgaon airports, which are also the bases of the Bangladesh Air Force, and then safely extract Sheikh Hasina from the Prime Minister's residence. The situation had progressed to the point where the Indian Army had provided advanced weapons to its first line of attack. Meanwhile, top Indian military officers and diplomats were in contact with the Bangladesh Army through another channel and had given them a stern warning. Finally, the rebellion subsided and India neither had to send its army nor did Sheikh Hasina had to leave the country. Thus, India has helped Sheikh Hasina not just once but many times. Currently she is in India and everyone's eyes are on which country will grant her political asylum. This is the reason why Sheikh Hasina has been so close to India, and India shared a very cordial relationship with Bangladesh during her regime. How did you like this story? Share this in your network and help others get educated as well. And for more such stories, do subscribe to this channel. I'll see you again.